Hey guys, this is Ron from Viral Spark Marketing. Today I'm going to give you the only Google Ads course you'll ever need for any home service business. All of my clients have different marketing needs within the full stack method. So some people are running Google Ads, some people aren't running Google Ads. Everyone's doing social media. Obviously, that's where all the clients are. You don't want to miss 97% of your base by not actually being present online. Branding and all that stuff is the reason why I come on and make sure everything's consistent so that when we're driving massive amounts of traffic, we're converting at a high rate. This is very important. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the dashboard. Go ahead and just click start now. If you already have an account, then just go ahead and sign in. Now, Google Ads, depending on who you are, where you're watching this video, there are promos for, if you spend $1,500, then you get $1,000 in credit. You get $3,000 in credit, 2,500, so on and so forth. They changed up the offers quite a bit, but just make sure you scroll down and claim one of these. So now that we created your Google Ads account, you're going to be taken to a dashboard that looks something like this. The interface is always changing, so it might look a little bit different from what you're seeing, but it should still be in the same area, so don't worry about it too much. Now that you're going to go ahead and just sign into your account right here, the first thing you're going to notice is that you can create a campaign. So we just click create a campaign here, and these are all the dummy accounts. You can just go and scroll through, plus you can click it and check out the campaigns. Now, from here, we're going to tell Google exactly what our campaign's objective is. If you're looking to generate sales by, some sort of e-commerce store or looking to sell something on an app on your phone or in store, this is the objective you're going to go with. If you're looking to generate leads for your business, then we're going to go and select website traffic. We're going to go ahead and generate traffic to your website. Okay, that's going to not really get what we want. So we go to local store, we can, whatever we require people to do, come in the store, make a purchase, then this what you be using here. But we're not doing that. We're doing this just strictly for home service-based businesses, and we want only phone calls to generate new jobs and new leads, new customers, new patients, new clients, whatever you have. So we're going to tell Google exactly what it is that we want. We want to generate leads. So we're going to go ahead and click on leads, and don't worry about the conversion goals right now, but I'll go over in a little bit what it is that we want. So with our Google campaign, only 2 conversions as a goal for our campaign is number 1, we want people to call us, right? Call us, hire us, book us in right away. Number 2, we can actually do a contact form. So this is their information, their lead, their contact form. You go ahead and send everything over to us, and we have the information. We can follow up with that. So we only want 1 of 2 things. We want, or both. And, in this case, we either want them calling us or filling out a contact form. We do not want any other conversion metrics. We're literally just wanting phone calls. We're targeting literally just that. So we don't want, for example, people to view our page. Like, that's not what we're optimizing for. We're telling Google, hey, go out and look for people, with my keywords that want this and have them call us or fill out a contact forms. Don't worry about the settings for now, but I want you to understand that concept. So from here, we're going to go ahead and click continue. We're going to go ahead and select our campaign type. We can have a search campaign, which is where we're generating leads on Google search with text ads. But essentially, search campaigns where people search uses the search engine. That's where our ad is going to show up. And Performance Max, we're going to be generating leads. The different platforms, they're still on Google, but you have like your YouTube, Google, Gmail, Maps, and Discover and Display Network. And these are going to be outside of the search engine. So the demand gen here, that's just for conversions on YouTube. If you want to run YouTube ads, this is where we go to right here. So the display ads and the shopping ads and so forth. So for the home service businesses, if we're looking to show up at the top of the page on Google when someone searches for lawyer or near me, plumber near me, HVAC company near me, AC replacement, AC repair, unclog my drains, okay? We're going to go ahead and go with a search campaign. Super simple. And then from here, We're going to set our goals. We want phone calls. We want people to call us directly, and that's our primary goal. That's what we want to tell Google. From here, we want them to go ahead and give us a phone call or put it in the contact form. This is the phone number that we want them to have us doing it. Now, personally, we want to have a tracking number specifically for Google. We're going to use this. We're going to actually plug that back in. We want to be tracking all our calls from Google. This is one of the things which is the biggest mistakes that most business owners make whenever they're trying to run ads themselves, or they have a marketing company running ads for them, is that they don't know where the calls are coming from. They cannot specifically attribute that call came from Google Ads or whatever their marketing efforts is. So instead of just putting your office number here, you want to have a specific dedicated tracking number specifically for Google Ads. So we know that every single call that comes through to this number came from our Google Ads, okay? From here, we take that data back to Google, and Google is going to understand, all right, this keyword and this ad generated that call for this business. And so that's how we get more and more data for our Google ad campaign. We're optimizing it. We're improving it over time. So once we're going to go ahead and click continue, and we're going to go ahead and name this campaign, whatever it is, okay? So in this case, I'm going to name it, I don't know, Google Ads for home service business for a plumber company. So go ahead and name it anything. It's going to help you name your campaign. Now we're going to set our bidding strategy. It's really important. Okay, Google is going to allow you to focus on a couple here. Now, these are going to be recommended by Google, conversions and clicks. Now, I would say these two are the better automated bidding strategies, right? So by Google, if I was to select one, now a caveat is I want you to understand that Google is a profitable business in the world. Like, it's one of the most profitable business. So their goal is to get advertisers like you to spend the most money on their platform. So their best interest or whatever who's spending the money is not actually getting a return. Like, so if your Google ads like kind of draining your budget, then the reason is because you are allowing Google to be in control of your bidding strategy. So you want to make sure that you got everything in place to be able to do everything. All right, so as you can see here, Google doesn't show you that option. They want you to be in control. They want you to be in control of your own ads. So if you want to watch throughout this video, I'm showing you guys exactly how to access that manual cost per click. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go manually. We are not really going with automated. It is powerful, but we don't have the tracking data yet, so we don't want to do that. So once we've been getting a little bit more data, then we can actually go from there. But right now we're going to go ahead and go for conversions. Um, and that's what we want. We don't care. We're just gonna go ahead and just run it for clicks first, and then we're gonna switch to conversions later once we have conversion data. Remember, we're gonna use that phone number, and they're gonna call to that number. We're gonna be able to track that data. We're gonna know everything. We'll be able to feed it right back into Google. Google's gonna know, hey, all right, guys, this right here is the one that generated that conversion for us. So we make sure that we stay on top of that. Now, I want you guys to understand the difference between allowing Google to be in control of your bidding versus, your manual cost per click, where you're in control of your ads and you're not allowing Google to bid for you and possibly even overspend. And that's not to say that, like, once they have a bunch of data, like, Google knows exactly what it is, it'll be a lot easier to do an automated bidding strategy. So you don't have to worry about trying to understand it too much. Just understand the concept of it, and you should be all right. Now, if we set a target cost per action, okay, our target CPA, cost per action, that just means that we're telling Google, hey, go out there and find me, you know, this keyword, my conversion at this price. That's all we're doing. So let's set the target CPC at $25, and we're telling Google, go out there and find me conversions at $25. And in this case, a conversion to be a home service based business would be a lead form, contact form, phone call. That is that cost per conversion that we're telling Google to go out there and find it at this price. Downside to this is because your campaign is new, you don't really have any data. So if you go out and tell Google $25 and Google like it doesn't have any data, your campaign is not going to run. So it's very important that we set this at a later time. Once your campaign has starts been running and been going for a lot, and you have some more data, and once it's been running ads and you've been doing all that good stuff. So I don't know, $50 or $100, whatever niche you're in, maybe more or less. Personal injuries like super high, but um, we'll just say $50 and we'll go from there. We can actually let Google utilize its algorithm and find and leverage and find the keywords. And we'll know what we're spending at that point. But right now, at this price, we're gonna be guessing. So we don't have any data. So we want to make sure that we just keep going, let it get built up consistently over time, and then we can optimize later and switch over to conversions. So click next. Now under our campaign settings, under networks right here, a lot of mistakes that business owners make is leaving these two things on. So Google Search Partners and also Google Display Network. Google is the sneaky, that's just their way of saying, hey, we recommend this, and it's just putting you on a bunch of different websites that you're not going to convert on, and just putting you in a bunch of different ad spaces that's just burning up your budget. They're just doing it for the sake of traffic. These people are not going to convert. It's not targeted traffic whatsoever. So you want to definitely make sure you uncheck both of these. These will burn your budget. They will have a bunch of bot traffic coming through. It'll just have a bunch of crap all over it. So we want to make sure that you tear both of these two things off. Google Search Partners for sure, and also Google Display Network for sure. Okay. Now, you will see different random stuff on websites, and essentially like what it is just like a search partner or a display network ad, and they're not really the best quality leads though. So we've tested it, these options before, and although the cost is a lot lower by running these ads, it also is attributed towards lower quality traffic, lower quality leads. So if you're looking to just generate high quality bids, you're looking to just have good leads, then you want to just leave both of these things unchecked, because it is going to burn completely through your budget. You're going to be wondering why your Google ads aren't working, and you're going to be like, oh my God, Google ads doesn't work. And then everyone else is going to be running Google ads, taking all your clients because you just didn't set it up right. So here is where we make sure that we set everything up as far as our locations. We actually want to make sure we target. We want to remember whatever location is. We want to go ahead and go to advanced search. Now from here, you're going to get a pop-up. It's going to have your location. It's also going to have radius. So depending on the areas that you service, we can target by city and zip code, or we could target by either state. So for example, in this example, let's say you're in Miami and your service base is in Miami, you just go ahead and click it right here, service base in Miami. This just means that you'll be targeting all of Miami. Let's just say that you are targeting Miami regions. You can click this right here. If you're targeting the county of Miami, you can click Dade County. I would just go ahead and select that. You can target by county, city, zip codes and whatnot, and you can just have it pop up there blue. You know exactly what you're targeting. Now, let's say that you have an office in a specific location and you don't really drive out that far, and you only want to do a 10-mile radius around Miami. Then what you would do is I would just put Miami, include there, and then I would pick that little pencil button right there. I would change it to 10, hit save, and you will see that Miami, that 10-mile radius, double that 20 miles is right there, and we're getting leads just in that specific little 20-mile radius, and we're not really going outside of that. From here, we can really target locally if we want to get like down in the nitty gritty like this. But typically you're going to have service areas that are maybe like in like the 40 to 50 mile radius. But we will go ahead and just add these locations in bulk here. And we'll just go ahead and just manually just literally paste in a list of zip codes and counties and all your cities in this area right here. So you'll have a lot more targeting that you work with within those areas, and you convert really well for them. So they might have a list of zip codes where they, generate a lot of customers in these areas. So what they do is they just provide me with a list of those zip codes, and I will copy that list, paste it into here, and so that we know, hey, our Google ads are showing here in these areas, and we are generating our clients and most of our clients and customers, because some areas are more affluent than others, right? You have bigger houses, multi-million-dollar mansions, and they just, we want our clients to be able to get to those clients if they have big ticket sales. That's what really I only deal with big ticket sales for the most part anyway. But location wise, we can really get down to the nitty gritty also with the direct mail, as far as, using that, sending out $1 mailers to areas where we're targeting 30, 40, $100,000 jobs, and it makes sense. So uncheck that for now, and we're going to go ahead and save now and go to your location options right here, which is a lot of people scroll past this, and that is by default. Google is going to make you target people, presence, and interest. This is a scam. They will literally just burn your budget. You need to make sure that people are regularly in that area. Like, these are the people that are like, whenever they'll just put it in front of anyone, just like the display networks and the search networks, if you're not on point with this. So make sure that you're, clicking presence only. So 30, 40 minutes away from this area, they'll search for this. And for whatever reason, your ad is going to show up. They're never going to click on it. They're never going to call. They're never going to fill out a form. They're never going to do any of these things because they aren't really looking for the thing. And Google's just burning up your budget because you're telling it, hey, use my budget on whatever, even if it's not going to convert, right? So like, we want to make sure that we're actually putting the ads in front of the people that it needs to get in front of. And these are the people that are going to convert at a high rate. We're going to take that data, we're going to feed it right back into Google. We're going to have conversion data. At that point, we're going to be working within the Google algorithm, telling Google exactly what a high ticket client is for us, and to keep doing that. And then over time, our ad spend is actually going to go down and our leads are going to be less because our conversion data is just way more better. And on top of that, we're tracking every single cost. So go ahead and click presence where people are in or regularly in these areas. Go ahead and click that. This is regularly in this area. So this just means that they're located in this area. They're likely to need our services. And we scroll down. These are the languages right here. They're pretty self-explanatory. I just target a language that we want, and we go from there. So if you're not running political ads, and we're going under the settings right here. So go down. You want to definitely click it so that we can optimize it. We just prefer to use our best performing ads. We actually allow Google to do what they're good at based off of the data. So we use this to show our high perform ads to our audience. So now our schedule is really important because a lot of business owners miss this, they make this mistake, and they set their ad schedule and they'll just run their ads whenever, 24/7. That's not good. They don't just want to have all hours running now, because there's certain hours that are going to convert at a better high rate for you guys. If you have a call center, if you have people actually able to answer, if people actually able to catch them in the beginning of their funnel and guide them and nurture that lead from the very beginning. So we only really want to have these ads running during those times, because then we can capture those calls, and our calls that do come through will convert at a higher rate. They'll be more potent. Our clients will feel better taken care of. We'll have, more conversions, more money at the end of the day, more teams going out, have more time for our families. We're setting up our teams, so we can't do everything ourselves. We got way too many clients, and we go from there. So we don't want to make sure that we're not just running odd times. We want to make sure we're running at the times where our business hours actually are. So we go ahead and click this, and I'd set that accordingly. So if you are going to have 24/7 here, then run it. That's fine. All the days that this is going on, 24 hours, but you can change it to a 12-hour clock later, but I'm just going to go ahead and leave that. And I'll change that in a little bit. So more settings. Everything looks good here. You can set it start date and an end date for your campaign if you want. Right here, we have September. We'll go ahead and click next. So Google right now is promoting their new thing, which is the AI Max campaigns. It's still in beta mode right now. And this is just in more ways to allow Google to basically be in control of everything. we're losing control to AI, but it's still good right now to just kind of focus on your search ads because the whole purpose of AI Max is to generate you more leads and more traffic and everything like that. But you need conversion data in order for it to work. And it really, in anything that you're going to be AI automating or automating at any sort, you're going to need conversion data, right? Because it's going to tell Google more of this, less of this. We're going to use negative keywords to tell it less of this, and we're going to use conversion data, which is phone calls and lead captures, to say, these are what we're looking for. So you can optimize that. This is for business owners who don't have the time. Right now, you can just let the ads run for you. On the downside, is that you be spending more and really probably not seeing the same results. So I'm gonna go ahead and click next. Now for keyword and asset generation, Google tries to make it really simple here using AI. So if you go ahead and just put in your website right here, it's going to generate you a list of keywords and suggestions that you should be targeting for your business. Now, the downside to that is it's going to be a lot of generic, very broad keywords, and I don't like that. So I'm going to hit skip for now, and you can, give it a list of ideas for your business keywords. That's why we go ahead and do all the keyword research for you. But for now, let's just go ahead and take a look at the final URL here, and also your products or services that you want. So we can give it some suggestions. We'll say, okay, I'm a plumber. I'm going to get a lot of keyword suggestions. So Google is going to populate you a list of keywords here. Okay. Now, what I would like to say is I would take this with a grain of salt. I do not want to have this targeting every single keyword that Google suggests. It will burn your budget. I only want keywords that are high intent. And I know that if people search this up, they are very likely to hire me. So I want keywords with very high intent. I don't want just any keywords. That's why we actually go in and we put in negative keywords as well. We want about 8 to 10 keywords per ad set. So we break the ad groups up and we do not put everything in one ad group. That's what a lot of, rookies do. We don't do that, but we'll go ahead and use these. Obviously, I don't want to target all these keywords. For example, here, someone searches for a plumber. That could mean anything. It can be plumber school, plumber apprenticeship, internship, plumbing jobs, how to become a plumber. And so I don't want my ads showing for any of that stuff. These are negative keywords that we'll definitely be adding later. We don't want any of that stuff. So, but there are a couple in there, 24-hour plumber near me. If you're 24/7 plumbing, chances are if someone searches this up, then they are likely going to hire you. So they are very high intent. That people that are searching for that's a very high intent lead. So get these as ideas, and we use some of them, but we're definitely using plumber near me. That'd be a good keyword to target. Now, for example, plumber. We can put plumber near our close city, which is right now we're just using Miami. Now this is called a broad match keyword. So anytime you type that in without any special characters, it is a broad match keyword. Okay, so broad match keyword will look something like this: plumber, plumber near me. Or next thing is phrase match keyword, and it'll be in these quotations: plumber near me. And then lastly, we have our exact keyword, which will be in these brackets here. And so these are the 3 types of keywords. Let me explain to you what the differences are. So in broad match keywords, plumber near me, Google is going to show your ad to anyone. That may be relevant to the person, or it might not be, or like just in this search, it just shows up this keyword. So if someone searches a plumber school near me, plumber apprenticeship near me, or I don't know, plumber parked near me, your ad's going to show up, and it's not going to have good results. It's going to have low results. It's going to have bad leads. You're going to burn budgets. We don't want to use those. We want to use phrase match or exact match. So if we are starting out and this is service-based business, we want to generate high quality leads. We want high intent traffic, and we don't want to use, any of this stuff right now. We can get into a little bit more of a broader strategy as we get more conversion data, because Google at that point would be helping us, utilize what it already knows, the data we've already presented it to generate us more, you know, good leads. But as we go down, we want to make sure that nothing else is turned on here. Sometimes Google will just have it by default turned on. So this is the ad group setting for AI Max, and we are right now we have it turned off, so that's good. Now I'm scrolling down, and this is where we go ahead and create more ads to get more leads. All right, so if you want to go ahead and fill this out as much as possible, I would say don't worry too much about ad strength. It's going to be, it's going to be fine. Like, you don't want to worry too much about what it's telling you. From our experience, we want to make sure that we do all of these things correctly, make sure we have good headlines, make sure that we take up a good amount of real estate so that, we have a higher conversion rate, and we're going to have a strong landing page as well, which is going to be built to convert as well. So we want to make sure that all of the ad creative, all of the ad copy is actually attention grabbing, and our offer is compelling enough for them to actually want to make the move. So I don't want to worry too much about ad strength. I will more so focus on good ad copy. So for the final URL, we just go ahead and type in your page. This is where you should be sending all your traffic to. Now, it's very important. I want to mention that it's about 85% of businesses are currently sending traffic to their website. This is a big, big mistake. If you are running Google Ads and you're sending traffic to your website, the chances are you are not going to be converting as well. Now, we want to send them to a dedicated landing page. This is very, very important. And this is what most businesses are doing wrong. This is why people are wondering why they're not getting leads, why they're not actually closing deals and getting signed cases and all these things. It's because they're not using the landing page effectively. They're sending traffic to their website. Their website is just, that allows them to just go all over the place and look at all types of things, look at whatever they want to look at on the website. On the landing page, we're sending them to dedicated spot where there are no distractions, there are no external links. It's going to be everything that we need right there. We're going to put our social proof on there. We're going to have all of our testimonials. We're going to be optimized for a call to action, which is the either call. We're going to have forms built all throughout it. We're going to, make sure we don't put any of our social media or any of that stuff inside of our landing page, because we don't really want any external links at all. We want the person to either be calling or filling out a contact form. We don't want any leakages. We want to literally just make sure they only have two options. They're either calling us or they're filling out they're filling out a contact form. And that's where most businesses are completely messing up at. And this is where we make sure that we make sure that you're not just losing ad budget by just having everything come to a website, and then all the traffic is going all over the place. You're not able to track it. You're not able to do anything. We're able to track phone calls. We're going to make a dedicated phone line just for this so that we can track phone calls. Then we're going to feed that conversion data back into Google, and it's going to help us optimize our ads so that Google knows exactly what it wants us to send. We want them to send us moving forward, and then our ads will get cheaper, everything will be better, everything's more streamlined, and you have yourself an ad machine at that point. Right now, we're generating calls in as little as 24, 48 hours because you're going to have traffic going. We're going to go ahead and go down here, and we're going to type in plumber, and you might be thinking like right here where it says your headline, but you just want to fill out both of these, okay? Definitely want to go ahead and put your phone number in there. Then when they call you, you want to add the phone number. And this is going to be used for our ad. So we're going to put the phone number right there. It's going to have a little button under your ad where they can just click that, and it will just go and just call us directly through the ad. Now, let's say that we've used this as an example. Now you can see that there's a call extension right here. This has been added to the headline of our ad. And it looks something like this. You can see the phone number. So by there, when they click directly, they don't have to do anything. It's going to take them directly to the phone number. It's going to call us directly, and all that information will be tracked by Google. So you can see us here. We have our headlines. Now for the headlines, we will go ahead and just get our headlines. We can add 15 headlines. Now, what I personally like to do is I only write 3 to 5 headlines, 3 to 5 of my best headlines. I like to use Claude AI. It helps. It's very creative with the writing. A lot of people do a lot of generic stuff with their keywords and their headlines, and you really, really want to make sure that your ad copy is good. And this is why working with a company like us actually saves you a lot of time, because we're able to come up with different headlines that are grabbing attention, also converting at a high rate. So we're going to put best plumber in Miami, and we'll go ahead and put call us today, 5-star reviews. We do a great job. These are all examples of generic headlines. It doesn't really differentiate you from your competitors. So we're running ads. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we put you in the customer's shoes. How can I get us to stand out from everyone else? When we come and they're just going down the line, like, how do I stand out? How am I the biggest? How am I the tallest? How am I everything? So I might say something along these lines. I might say, number one, 24/7 plumber in Miami. So we'll start off with that. We're just gonna go ahead and just say we're local. We're 24/7, or we might put Miami County if we want to do more of that. But in the second headline, I like to say something along the lines of um, the offer or the call to action, whatever incentive or special offer. So I'll just say $0 down for the service call, and we can include that right here. We'll say something along the lines of having a special offer. I'll put that in headline too. Whatever the special offer is that we're crafting, we definitely want to make sure that we have that right in that area. Call for a free estimate. And right here, I also put we offer free consultations. And I will literally put that as my second headline right here. So with the third headline, it doesn't always get shown, so you don't have to worry about it so much. But the third headline, when it does get shown, takes up more real estate. So just say who you are, just say what we're advertising. In the second headline, we have a special promo. We're definitely putting that right there. Whatever that is, the call to action, I will use that in the second headline. Call for a free estimate. Now, remember, it doesn't get shown often for the third headline, but we want to add authority with it. So maybe we have 25 plus years of experience right here. So we'll go ahead and put that 25 plus years, serving Miami, something like that. It builds authority, and from there, we can try to add a couple more, maybe 4 or 5, but you can pin your ads, you can pin your headlines. So for example, you can see here where it says 25 years service in Miami. We want that as our first headline. That's not like super strong, right? But this ad is going to convert at a very, very high rate because it's going to have 24/7. In order to do this, we go ahead and hit the pin button so that can show only ads in the 2 or the 3 spot. And I'm gonna go ahead and pin this in the first position right here, and pin this one in the second position. And now I'm in control of how my headlines are showing up. I know exactly what I added. I know exactly what order it's being shown in. So as you can see, now when I click 24 hours, it's actually showing free estimate, 25 plus years serving. It's showing everything in that exact order. So it's not mixing and matching. We know what our headline is going to be. We know what it's going to show up as when it's coming across to the client. Right here, we can do a couple more. We can throw in a couple more promos. We can throw in whatever we want, as long as we have that here. But we are looking good. We can start writing descriptions. So you get up to 90 characters for that. So I might try to say something where we look up ideas. So Google, they'll normally suggest it for us, or we can create our URL, and right here we'll put some descriptions in there, and it will draw the content from the website. And this is just like if you were like an expert, obviously you could just do it like this, and you could just type it in, and it will give us some suggestions. But here I want to go ahead and put plumber in Miami, or really I'm just showing local. I could do this anywhere locally. We're putting serving 25 plus years. We're describing everything. We're just going to fill out as much as possible because we want to take up as much real estate as possible on the ad. From here, I'm just putting call for a free estimate or same day service, something like that. So if you have like $0 free estimate, I'll go ahead and put that $0 free estimate. That's what I would do. we want to reinforce our ads. We want to make sure that they are nice and taking up space. Branding, logos, all that, pictures of the team working, things like that. We can add that in here. We can add images, and I would really highly suggest that you have good images, right? So it needs to be professional. You can take pictures with your iPhone, it doesn't matter, but you really want to show like your in the field stuff. You want to show your team. You want to show, the scale of your business. You want to show how you guys actually operate. So this is going to help you build authority within your niche. It's also going to help build authority when people are coming across your ad. People are going to see you actually doing the thing that you're saying that you're advertising for. It just increases, and it helps you to convert a lot better than your competitors. And a lot of people right now, they're thinking about stock images. They're thinking about like, oh, just throwing any type of ad up. Let's just start generating traffic, sending it to a website that's not optimized to convert, or just sending it straight to your website, which is a big, big problem, instead of having it going straight to a landing page, not tracking the conversions. So, those are just problems there. We got to make sure. So right here, we're going to go ahead and put our site links, and the site links are basically going to show up like little buttons under here, right under our ad. And so you could put something like contact us right here. You could put something like same day service. You could put things like 25, let's say. Yeah, we'll say 18. We'll put 18 5-star reviews. But that's where you just put something about the reviews. But basically right now we're just creating our ad copy. You might not have as many reviews as that, but it also just helps you just take up more real estate on a Google ad compared to someone that doesn't take up as much real estate. We want to make sure we fill these things out. These are all site links, so they can just click that. It'll take us directly to certain places on the page. But outside of that, we definitely want to direct all of that attention directly to our landing page. Right here, our call out. This is where we would add more business information. This is a call extension where we can basically put out, we can click here, we can hit the plus button, and that's just where we could put more information. So it's just like more things that reinforce our ad and take up more real estate, which is what we want to do. So we get up to 25 characters here. You can say things like call us for a free estimate. Okay. And we can just add more to it, and add more onto that as well. As you can start seeing that ad taking place, and it's really just taking form now at this point. And we'll go ahead and put Miami's trusted plumber right here. And we'll just go ahead and go over here, highlight this for a sec. And this is going to take up a lot more real estate than like a lot of other people's ads. As you can see how much real estate we're taking up. And we're looking at our site links here, and everything is really starting to take shape. So for our budget, we're just gonna go ahead and set our daily budget. It's going to tell you whatever your weekly cost is here. If you set your average daily budget to 10 conversions, and we're estimating about 48 costs, then we know we're going to look at about $465 in weekly ad costs. So $48 per lead. This is recommended, and right now this is what basically we're looking at to generate 10 leads, and we know we're going to have a high return on investment for this right here. I would always set it at what I think is, after we do the keyword research, it'll tell us exactly what people are paying for within this niche, and we know exactly what to do for what to set for the daily budget. And keep in mind, as we go on, we're going to have a lot more conversion data to go off of, and we'll just be more optimized, and we'll just have these things completely streamlined. But we're just saying that we're just starting up this account from day one, like right here, right now. Then we definitely want to go ahead and set our average daily budget on between the low end to the high end cost per click for those keywords that we researched. And so let's just say like, oh, this keyword was $48 on the high end, and there's like $2 on the low end for the variation of it. We're going to say that $48 is a conversion, right? And then we'll say 10, and we're optimizing for 10 of those leads. So we're going to go ahead and set that, and it comes out to be about $465, as you can see. Now, depending on how competitive your area is, I would recommend that you have a minimum of $3,000 allocated towards Google Ads. This is going to ensure that you're going to be making millions of dollars in the long run, and that your budget never goes down, because you're just going to take money, you're actually leveraging it, and you're allocating it to create more business, which that more business gives you more money for marketing, which gives you more leverage, more cash, more everything, and then it's just you managing everyone, putting everything in place, making sure that your teams are going on a daily basis, and you're spending less money on your ad. But this is pretty much how we set up the ad here. And these ads are literally set up to be optimized for everything. So the keyword research is what really comes into play. Making sure you have a solid budget. We definitely want to make sure that we have a solid budget. Starting that out with keyword research, looking for long tail keywords as well, keeping our budget low, using ClickSeeds to, combat bot traffic and all those things. But I will set my daily budget here at $65. All right, so I just showed you guys the master. So I just took you guys on a master class. All right, so I just took you on a Google Ad Masterclass for home service businesses. This will take you to the next level when it comes to search ads. You're mainly controlling everything. You got good ad creatives. You got good ad copy. We're making sure we turn off display network. We're making sure we turn off search partners. We do not want that bad traffic. We're optimizing, sending all that traffic to a dedicated landing page to make sure that we're not sending them straight to our website where they can just wander around and do whatever. We're sending them to a dedicated landing page that we built exactly to convert. We have all brand imagery on there. We have all our social proof on there. We're showing our jobs, and it's built directly to get that phone call or to have them fill out a form. Now, once we do get that phone call or we do get them to fill out a form, we take that conversion data and we feed that back into Google, and we tell Google, hey, this is the type of leads that we want. And that is what we call optimizing our campaign. That's what we start doing with our conversion data as it's coming in. But this is a full system, a full automated system. After we set this up for you within the first month, you don't have to worry too much more about it. It's just going to be generating cash for you. Give us a call for your strategy session. Right now, we can actually go ahead and get you guys set up. Right now, we can go ahead and get you guys set up with our full stack marketing system. Right now, we can go ahead and get you guys set up with our full marketing system. See you later. Viral Spark Marketing. Right now, we can go ahead and get you guys set up. Right now, we can go ahead and get you guys set up with our full stack marketing system. Stay blessed. Right now, we can go ahead and get you guys. Right now, we can go ahead and get you guys set up with our full stack. Right now, we can go ahead and get you guys set up with our full stack marketing system. Reach out to us for a strategy call. See you at the next one. See you at the next one. Right now, we can get you guys set up with our full market. Right now, we can get you guys set up with our full stack marketing system. Reach out for a strategy call. I'm going to do a couple more tutorials like this so that even if you don't have us, you can use this as a guide to make sure you're not burning your budget.